Guys, welcome back to my channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot. I know it's been a minute since I've been on, and I apologize. I just felt like I needed a little break. But I'm here tonight, so I want to actually get to some personals if I can today, but if not, that's not ideal, but it's okay. I hope I can come on tomorrow night for them. But tonight we're definitely going to do readings from the placement of your Venus sign. So I'm hoping to get through Aries to Libra today. Okay, but let's see how this goes. All right, we're playing this by ear. All right, so let's start with those that have Venus in Aries. Venus in Aries. What's going on for those that have a Venus in Aries? Let me move this a little closer so it's a little brighter here. There we go. For the month of November, those with a Venus in Aries, Spirit. Venus in Aries. What's going on for the month of November? All right, well, we have the Ten of Swords. It could be coming from a broken home or feeling as if you're living in a broken home. All right. If you have a Venus in Aries, you may be drinking, or maybe you live with people who drink if you do live around people. Or in your past, perhaps you grew up with parents that had not so great drinking habits or other recreational habits. What's going on with the Venus in Aries? Dive more into this Ten of Swords. All right, so we have a few cards that came out. We have the Hierophant in the challenge position here, and we have the Seven of Cups. There may have been a lack of guidance in your youth, and maybe because of this, you could have struggled making a decision or making decisions in general, finding the right way to go. Maybe you just didn't really have a good foundation, so you didn't quite know what your expectations, what was expected of you. Okay. So how is this affecting your love life here in the month of November? We have the Six of Cups in the reverse. We have the Seven of Pentacles. On the deck, we have the Ace of Cups. So in the month of November, you could be looking back on a relationship that just did not work out. In fact, in the month of November, you may find that you are single, or that you are moving on from a connection that just didn't work out. Perhaps this was somebody that you built a home with. Okay, I definitely see the energy of divorce here as well. Or for those that are more mature in age, perhaps your spouse has passed on to the other side and you're having to move on without them. And with the bottom of the deck, with the Ace of Cups, I do feel as if those that are healthier, meaning you guys have a healthier mindset, for those that do, you're trying to find maybe a hobby that you enjoy. Perhaps you're just trying to find things to enjoy. Maybe you're going outside more. Maybe you're stepping out in nature more. Some of you may literally be gardening. But for others that maybe grew up in a broken home and never quite found their way, perhaps maybe there is an urge to drink or an urge to take part in recreational activities that aren't very healthy for you. You know, maybe there is a temptation there that you're trying to avoid, and it's just knocking at your door in the month of November. Let's pull an advice card for you. Hi, Marabella. Welcome. All right, what's the advice for those with a Venus and Aries here? At least for the month of November. We have the Warrior. Bottom of the deck, we have love, right? That Ace of Cups energy. That is the advice, okay? I feel like, you know, this life has made you have to fight for your survival. This incarnation for you was very harsh for a lot of you. And because of that, you know, you have a hard shell on the outside, but like a turtle, you're hard on the outside but soft on the inside. And I feel like the advice is to connect with your heart, okay, to try to find out how you really feel, to be more vulnerable with yourself, and for you to accept the more vulnerable parts of yourself. You know, that's, I feel like for you, the first step to healing. All right. All right, moving on. Let's go into those with a Venus in Taurus. Venus in Taurus. What is going on? Thank you for hitting the follow button, Johnny. Welcome. Welcome to the fam. All right. Venus in Taurus. What's going on with you? Oof. Three of Swords. And we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. I do feel like there were outside influences in your love situation here. You really feel like the person you loved betrayed you. Okay. And again, there may have been a third party, or there were outside influences definitely in this situation. And I really feel like you just didn't expect it. And in the month of November, you may have trouble recovering from this feeling of betrayal by a loved one. Okay. Tell me more about this Three of Swords. What happened here? We have the Six of Swords in the reverse. You may have felt left behind. Maybe somebody left you without any answers. It's like they dropped a bomb and you're supposed to pick up the pieces. And you're like, I don't even know what happened, you know? It's like you couldn't even process, you didn't even have time to process everything here. And I think this was just very difficult for you emotionally. Let's see how this is going to be affecting you in the month of November. All right, so we have the Five of Cups and we have the Hierophant. I do feel like you are kind of keeping your distance between you and others. Hi, good evening, Mandy. You're having trouble trusting others. Okay. I do feel like you're healing. You may feel as if your faith or your belief system is right now the only thing that's giving you strength. For some of you here, this won't apply to all of you, but your health may be affected. Maybe your health is something that you're fighting. Okay. Yeah, and maybe you only have your faith to kind of keep you going, or your belief system to keep you going, whatever that may be. All right, anything else regarding love and romance for Venus and Taurus? Okay, we have the Page of Wands here. I do feel like you're actually looking very attractive right now. And so I do feel like people have their eye on you, or you're turning heads unintentionally. Also, there may be something that sparks your interest here. You may find that although you've made a pact with yourself, you may have made a pact with yourself after this betrayal, saying that you're never going to trust anyone again, you're going to just stay on course, but I think there's something here that sparks your interest. And it kind of has you veer off course again. You're going to explore something new, perhaps. What's the advice? What's the advice for Venus and Taurus in November? Differences. I mean, you are going to have differences between you and others, and now you do have trust issues, right? you feel like you've been through a lot, you know, and maybe now you're having trouble kind of, I don't know, maybe getting along with other people, or maybe you're struggling because other people don't really understand the place that you're in, you know, especially for those that feel as if they're not in a good place. I also feel like this is integrating your light and shadow self as well. Trying to understand yourself as a whole person. Okay. Because I do feel like there's conflict here when it comes to your identity because of the trauma you've gone through. So that's something that you may be working to integrate in the month of November. Okay, so let's move on to Venus in Gemini. For those with a Venus in Gemini, that one was a terrible shuffle. Shuffle this one more time. Venus in Gemini. Okay. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. You either have options in love, or you feel like an option in love. The Four of Cups in the reverse. The color green is standing out to me here. So you may be drawn towards the color green, doesn't necessarily have to be. You may have felt you had to prove yourself to adults in the family, or just to other people in your immediate circle. You know, this could be to aunts, uncles, could be teachers, you know, of course, your parents, an older sibling. You may have felt like you constantly had to prove yourself. Like you were supposed to be seen as some kind of gifted child. Tell me more about this Four of Cups in reverse for Venus and Gemini. The Messenger in reverse, yeah. There's a lot of fear of rejection here, a lot of fear of not being enough. You know, you may try to, or maybe in your youth, you try to, you know, dress really well, or just do really well in school, for approval. And maybe things were never quite certain You know, maybe there was a lack of consistency. Maybe you weren't really sure what you were going to hear. There's a feeling here of anxiety and uncertainty. All right, so how will this affect your love life in the month of November for Venus in Gemini? Okay, we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, you may be interested in a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius doesn't necessarily have to be. Or somebody with fire in their chart. Or you could have that in your chart. We have the High Priestess. Okay. You could also be connected to a Pisces, perhaps a Cancer, maybe even a Scorpio. Or even an Aquarius here. I feel like you're highly attracted to a High Priestess energy. Or you're trying to channel that energy. Tell me more. The Knight of Swords in reverse, yeah. So you could be trying to understand someone who is kind of mysterious, somebody that seems very distant or out of this world, somebody that you may be enamored with, somebody you don't quite understand. You may be trying to understand maybe how you can get to this person. What's the advice here? What's the advice? High Priestess of Spirit. I do feel like you're being drawn towards a High Priestess energy. Maybe this person has answers. Maybe you feel like they have the answers, or they know something that would really help you out. Or again, something about their energy is just very alluring, like you're supposed to learn something from this individual. But the advice is to trust your intuition. Trust this feeling that's pulling you magnetically towards this person or towards this energy. Okay. All right. Moving on to Venus in Cancer. Oh, I'm going to use a different deck. Venus in Cancer. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You may be struggling with money right now. Also, you may be taking care of pets. Okay, you may have small pets around you. and you're kind of struggling to take care of them and of yourself. Okay, and you may be feeling as if you don't have anyone to really rely on. In Cancer. King of Wands in the reverse here. Okay, you're definitely fantasizing of a knight in shining armor energy. But more so a King of Wands, really. And I feel like this is actually like a sexual fantasy. Wanting somebody to kind of take control and kind of sweep you off your feet. Somebody to save you from this financial situation that you may be stuck in. You're like, I'm tired of having to fend for myself, to fight for myself. I just really want like a man to kind of come in and really help me, you know. And you also may really feel like you're in need of some lovin', if you know what I mean. Okay. What else, Venus in Cancer? Getting fiery up in here. Empress energy in the reverse. Yeah, you really want to be desired. You may be a little kinky. You may be wanting to do a little role playing here, or wishing that was kind of in the cards for you at this moment in time. You know, maybe you kind of want to kind of be distant and want to play hard to get, and you kind of want a man to kind of, you know, kind of in some ways be very dominant and take control and not care about your distancing that's going on here. Anyways, how is this affecting you in the month of November? Love and romance for Venus in Cancer. Okay. The Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Swords in the reverse. So I do feel like you're kind of going in cycles here. Or in circles, really. You may be trapped in a cycle. I feel like this is psychological as well. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like somebody here is trapped in some kind of psychological cycle that keeps on replaying over and over and over again. It's like a broken record, really. And feeling as if you're unable to really escape this. So maybe the story of you being a damsel in distress and someone saving you is a cycle that's been playing out for a long time now. Or this fantasy has been in your head for a while now. Wouldn't be surprised here if you also liked reading or watching romance in some way. Maybe it's a little twisted. You know, you're deep down a hopeless romantic, but you kind of like a little tragedy. Anyways, what is the advice? What's the advice? Success. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have choices. All right. Well, you may be getting what you're asking for, what you're wishing for. If this is a marriage or contract, or some kind of paperwork or legal paperwork, that may be in your favor here. Okay. But with choices, things may not be as they seem. I do feel like you're a little uncertain going into this, but you are going to get your wish. So be careful what you wish for. Because you just might get exactly what you wanted. And it might not be exactly what you thought it would be. Anyways, let's move on to... I feel like I need to clear the air after that one. All right, Venus in Leo. Venus in Leo. Okay. We have the Emperor in the reverse. You are not showing all your cards. You're kind of keeping your hand to yourself, or your cards close to your chest. The Eight of Cups in the reverse. You may be thinking about your past or missing someone from your past. I could be right now connecting to an older person here, an older gentleman perhaps even. And this is definitely probably somebody that has not let someone go. This could have been a lost love, or could have been a love that never got off the ground, but somebody that just somehow stayed on your mind. Venus and Leo. Ace of Cups in reverse. This is somebody that you can't have. For whatever reason, you're like, that's dead and gone. It's just someone I can't have anymore. Maybe those that are older, maybe this person has passed on, maybe this person is just no longer in your life, you know. All right, how is this going to affect you in love and romance for the month of November? Two of Swords. And the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm going to clarify the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. You're definitely at a crossroads here. Clarify the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. You could be connected to a Virgo. I do feel like, again, you have a decision to make. What are you going to do? For some people here, there's a lack of self-love. Feeling as if you're trapped. Feeling small. Feeling unable to really express yourself fully. And maybe because of this feeling, it hurts you. Yeah. All right. Well, what is the advice for Venus and Leo? For some of you, this may be a childhood that you can't get back. Venus and Leo, what's the advice in November? Self-worth. Yeah. Trying to find yourself again. You know, some of you here have been through abuse, maybe neglect. Maybe you weren't really loved from your father, especially for the feminines out there. Maybe you felt like there was a lack of love from a father figure. Maybe this made you veer off the trail and kind of find love in all the wrong places, as they say. But yeah, for the month of November, for you guys, I feel like for one, it's about acceptance. Accepting your journey, what you've been through, what you allowed yourself to go through, the ups and the downs. I do feel like you were in a down position for a long time. Also, you may have dark hair or dark features. Okay. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but maybe those that are particularly resonating with this will. Maybe you're just trying to find it in your heart to forgive, even if it's just forgiving for your own sanity, for your own health. All right, moving on to Venus and Virgo. Venus in Virgo. One more shuffle here. Venus in Virgo. All right, we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Possibly drinking, hopefully not cutting, maybe feeling a little suicidal. All right, so I'm not a licensed professional in psychology or in a health field, so please get the help you need if you need it, right? And get, a proper diagnosis. But yeah, I do feel this feeling of hopelessness here and loneliness. Let's see what else is going on. Venus and Virgo. Page of Wands in the reverse. If you're a masculine energy, you may be missing someone from your youth. Perhaps this person was very fiery and vibrant and young. If you are a feminine energy, perhaps this is more of you miss your youth. You miss when you used to be more lighthearted, more free. Now you may feel burdened by responsibilities. Venus and Virgo. Yeah, we have the Hanged Man. You feel stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe you feel like you don't know who you're supposed to be. So how is this affecting you in the month of November? Love and romance. The Strength card. Yeah, you don't know who you're supposed to be. Something's definitely eating at you here. Maybe for those that have, matured, maybe you're trying to understand how you've aged or rectify who you are today versus who you were in your youth. Maybe you don't feel like you recognize yourself anymore. You're like, I don't even know how that happened. How did I get so old? For some, maybe you feel like you let yourself go a little bit. Or you didn't realize how much time went by. Okay. 5 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like a single energy, like even if you are with somebody, you may not feel very close to them. For some, this could be an abusive relationship. And if that's the case, again, I encourage you to get out, get help. The 7 of Pentacles in the reverse. But for those that obviously are dependent on money or dependent for your stability, obviously it's a little trickier to get out of a situation like this. And they require some planning. For those that are in a really controlling situation here, you may find that trying to find a shelter for women or for, whatever category you identify most with, to find a shelter, to see if there's any space available for you to get yourself out of a situation that may not be healthy or good, So let's see, actually, advice. advice. Also, you may have light brown eyes. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but you have the Moon card, bottom of the deck, rigid. So with this, I feel like you have to be flexible. You have to be open-minded, okay? And try not to allow your fears to get to you and for you to be overcome with emotions that's led by your fear. Okay, so perception is reality, right? We're talking about mirroring energy here. So what you feel becomes real. So I feel like this is about, again, embracing change. Trying to believe you can kind of break these patterns, this thought process you have in your mind, and thinking that you can't get to the other side. You can't overcome this. You can't change, you know, your reality, because that's just an unfounded fear, because you're afraid of what's going to happen. All right. Now, Venus in Libra. Venus in Libra. One more time. Venus in Libra. What's going on with y'all? Okay. So we have the Three of Wands. You may be finding yourself again. Three of Wands. Maybe you're possibly waiting for a sign or a message. You may be wanting to travel. We have the Moon in the reverse. There's a lot of fear about the unknown. It's like maybe you want to go far, maybe you want to travel, but at the same time you're afraid. And you're quite content with where you are and what you have around you. You're kind of in your happy place. And there's a part of you, again, that just doesn't like change. You like what you've built. Especially if you've decorated it how you like, right? Alright, let's see what else here. The King of Wands, okay. So, you may be looking for romance. You may be attracted to somebody who is kind of like an Aries, right? Or a fiery energy. Someone that's kind of opposite to you. Somebody that is adventurous. Somebody that is not really that afraid to take risks. Somebody who is courageous. Somebody who is, you know, maybe athletic or nicely built. Or outdoorsy, good looking, you know. perhaps even tan too, but that necessarily doesn't have to be. But I do feel like you kind of maybe like people who are different from you, or you would like a spouse or a partner that's kind of different from you, because you do maybe like to learn from them, or you find that attractive, or you find that alluring. But again, like you don't want to step outside of your comfort zone to go find this, so maybe you're hoping that they'll find you. All right, tell me more. The Nine of Swords in the reverse. You're afraid of maybe bad people, maybe particularly bad. If you're a female, maybe you're really afraid of bad men. You know, you're afraid of maybe like the worst case scenarios here, like somebody who's ends up being like a serial killer, or, you know, things that are very, very bad that I don't want to say on here because it may be triggering for some people. But I think you guys know what I mean, right? You feel very vulnerable to those things, you know, and you don't want to end up in the ground, you know, you definitely don't want to end up in a bad situation. So, how is this going to affect you in the month of November in love and romance for Venus and Libra? Eight of Cups in reverse. You may have been more adventurous when you were younger. You have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. There's like a father figure here. Maybe this father figure disappeared. Or maybe a father figure was always gone. And maybe you felt unsafe, and maybe this subconsciously affected you. By the month of November, I definitely see you more concerned about your security than anything else. And maybe you're going to end up gravitating towards somebody that gives you more security than somebody who is, you know, adventurous and spontaneous, you know, somebody who's risky. Even though that may be somebody that you're more sexually attracted to, I feel like you're kind of going to be attracting or gravitating towards somebody that can kind of give you predictability, because there's that fear of the unknown, and maybe that's something you're very, very uncomfortable with, you know. All right, so I'm actually going to do one more sign. All right, my Venus in Scorpios. Venus in Scorpio. Two of Cups. There's a union here. There's a definitely somebody that you love. That you're really thinking about. Or that's just something that you've always thought. You always thought that you would find your person. deep romantics. Your soulmate. We have the Queen of Cups. There you are. Yeah. Just deeply wishing for this bond, for this deep love, for this union. Okay, tell me more. Hanged Man. But not knowing when this is going to come, I do feel like you're kind of left waiting, left, you know, I want to say left high and dry. Maybe for some that was the case. You know, maybe you also felt like you were going to get married, or you were going to be with somebody, and then maybe somebody took this person away from you, or this person, something happened here, you know, to this person, but that just, for some reason, this did not last, or you had to let something go. Right. This is Scorpio. How is this going to affect you in the month of November for love and romance? The King of Pentacles. Okay. Could be. I definitely think an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, is definitely looking your way. Also, could be a third party here. Just saying. Or somebody watching for a third party. November. 10 of Wands in the reverse. Someone may feel very possessive of you. Three of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's almost as if like someone is keeping you from being where you really want to be, or someone is keeping you from having what you really want. I don't know, I just feel like somebody is kind of blocking your way here. Perhaps blocking you from coming into union with someone special. Interesting. Well, let's pull an advice card then. Advice for Venus and Scorpio. Advice. Honesty. Wow. On the deck, belonging. Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody has to be really honest about how they really feel, what they really want. Maybe you have to be honest with yourself, you know, and maybe you have to let something go, you know. All right, guys. That is it for my Venus readings for tonight. I do plan to continue the rest tomorrow. All right, but I will be ending this live and posting this on my YouTube channel, Soup for the Soul Tarot, for those that want to check it out at a later date, perhaps tomorrow when I actually try to upload it. But I do want to get into a general reading for you guys after this live. So I'm going to start a new one if you want to follow me over. I welcome you. If not, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll cross paths again. Bye, guys.